back there? All right. All right, welcome everybody out to the planning meeting for September 19th, 2018. The first item on the agenda is public comment concerning any issue not on the agenda. We got any public comment tonight? We happy? Okay. All right, item number 2, Dennis Higley, you're on.
Okay. Wait, just stay here?
Yeah, you can stay there, you can get up and wander, whatever. We don't have a podium tonight, it's been taken by Arts and Crafts.
Well, did you want to, you got the information from Jeremy.
Yes.
You want to introduce what we want or what?
Is this still what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what they want.
This is on the corner of Duke Lane and Little Sweden, or actually Little Sweden and Highway 40 is where you come into that property right there on 40 on Sweden Lane, and it goes up to Duke. But, I've got a partner, he's been in charge of this, but he's out of town. We get him on the phone. You know, I want to gather around that and ask him questions.
Maybe we don't decide where Highway 40 or Duke Lane is.
Well, I think Highway 40's on this
Little Sweden, I think,
left side.
they're 2,600 south, is that the south on it?
Yeah, so here on the map, you got Little Sweden Road, where we cross over, and then Duke Lane is this one, so.
Yeah. Duke Lane. Yeah, it's this property right here. This big, large triangle.
Okay, so directly
there's
across
Highway
from
40.
those houses.
And,
All that whole big triangle.
yeah, it's about
Okay.
approximately 47 acres. So, there's a,
So I was thinking it was this property.
no, this one here.
So the access on this is to Duke Lane. Or
Little
Little
Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah, Little Sweden. It's just barely off, we're just off the corner.
So it's here, there, and then here,
Well, it goes
all the way.
right here.
It's
There's
this
one home right here.
Okay.
And,
Tracy
Saving.
That's Duke. Is that where Tracy Saving lives right there, I think?
I'm not sure.
And
this
There's Little Sweden, there's a house across from it.
But I do know.
Tracy Saving.
Okay, so everybody knows where that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rocky, have you guys talked to Rocky with Epic Engineering? He goes all the way back. They got quite a big area here they want to annex along with it.
Okay, and this is Ryan Taylor, so he's
Right, I'm Dennis. Yeah,
he's involved with this too, so he's been talking to you folks.
okay. And, did you want to talk to him first then?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, what we're looking to do, there may be 11 one-acre lots. They're, you can see from your paper, that's the furthest end, but they're on the commercial end. We have an interest in doing, and this is, let me just read this to you. And this is some of the emails that's gone back to Eric and Ryan, that this says here we are open to options, but these ideas, these are ideas on how to utilize the acreage with industrial and commercial, and maybe a mixed use, such as storefront, warehouse space, office/retail, self-storage hidden behind these buildings, not visible to 40, and sheltered to the residents by dense evergreens. Office retail with above apartments. Midway allows mixed use concepts. What helps with, this helps, of course, the tax revenues for Daniel, the city of Daniels, and then it provides affordable housing. I don't know if you all seen this new commercial complex that was just put up in Midway. And if you go into Midway, you can't miss it. As soon as you cross over on 100 South coming into Midway, and you go over the Provo River, it's just about a block to the, and on the right side, just past that. It's beautiful. And this is, the leasing has gone extremely fast on this. They've got commercial lofts upstairs, up here, Midway Greenery, Trades, and down here they've got some commercial here, Yogurt Wellness is in, iPro Realty, KJH Tax Services, Watts Enterprises, which is real estate management. But it's an extremely nice looking building. If you haven't seen it, I'd sure encourage everyone you to go take a look at it. But this is some of the ideas that we've been throwing around. We sent this. Who did he? Jeremy. Who did he
Yeah,
send?
he talked to me.
Okay, and but anyway, he sent these ideas, and there's one right there on I-40 that's pretty plain looking that we can doctor this up. I've been small commercial. I've been doing small commercial and residential construction myself for 36 years. We've been literally in the thousands of homes, not in the hundreds. And over those years, and I've lived in Midway now the last 4 years, and we've got 3 developments over there going right now. But the thing is that we can, what this is warehousing with office space for their warehousing. And but anyway, that's some of the ideas that were thrown out with this 9-acre front piece.
Okay.
And then the 6-acre would just be a 6-acre residential home. And that's what we're thinking. You know, you need 6 acres for the people to get into.
Greenville.
Yeah, Greenville, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, those are definitely the 6-acre lots or something. People are looking for those.
But we would, we want your ideas. That's what we come here. I've done a lot of developments over the years. We got 7, 8 of them going right now. And I know that we start with the opinions and what the planning commission wants and what they desire. We try to fill those desires and work together. And that's the whole purpose why we're here. Let's get your idea and feedback and what you think.
Okay, so that's why that shows up as a preconception review. So what they're looking at from the planning commission is, what do you think of this plan? Just as an opinion. We're not approving anything. This is just a concept. This property actually is in the town of Independence, so they will have to disconnect and then annex into the town, which is the other spectrum of. So this is early on. They're coming on board way early, and so what is the planning commission? What can you tell Dennis?
What's that, Ryan?
Have you filed for disconnect yet?
I don't think so. Perhaps, have we?
I haven't heard of it. So.
My partner, he's out of town. He couldn't be here. He's the one that's been running this down. I've been extremely busy with other projects, so. But we, if not, we can do that, Ryan, immediately.
Just curious, I know, I heard from, you know, your engineer a few times that it was impending, it was coming, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything in the papers, but I gotta be honest, I haven't read every legal announcement that's come out.
I haven't seen it.
There you go.
Has Rocky with Epic Engineering talked to you guys? I know that
Yes,
they got
I've-
several pieces
So
that wanted to come in.
with
He's the
you,
one that contacted us originally, and we were very excited about it.
yeah, they wanted some adjoining parcels. It may be a bigger disconnect than just this parcel. But I think what they're saying, are you amenable to something like this going in on that property? So on that side of the highway is where our R1 zoning is.
So we do have some R1
We
zoning.
do have R1 zoning in the town.
That's not currently in our town.
Yeah, this is outside of the town, but
But it is on that side of the highway.
it is on that side of the highway.
My question is, why not go with Independence when you're already there?
Well, you know,
They're stuck.
it's been extremely difficult to work with them. I mean, extremely. They don't answer emails, phone calls. We'll go weeks and weeks without hearing many emails to them, asking their attorney who's supposed to be running this, and telling us, if you want to know the real truth, telling us to us that they'll allow this and do this and this, and then we hire Epic Engineer, we put it all together, and we take it, and then they disqualify it all, and we have to go back to base one. We've been over a year, and we haven't gotten 1 foot. And and it's just costing us too much money.
So what is this zoned now?
What is our?
What is the zoning on that piece now?
With Independence?
In
Yeah.
Independence?
As it sits, what's it?
I think it is, we can do 1 acre lots.
So it's R1?
I think it is R1.
Say they have that whole side developed with maps of commercial, of residential surrounding them. So they're doing the commercial residential.
European model, so
Right,
is it?
and so.
They have a concept going on.
Yeah, they have a big concept map. It's
Yeah, we've had
watercolor.
that, and they've had us changes. It's
Well,
a can of worms, but these are 1 acre lots here, see?
Yeah.
11 of them. And then what the 6 acre lot there, unless you want to utilize that differently.
Yeah.
No, it's just been extremely difficult.
Yeah, that was their original map that they designed. But they stood by that as we went through this Highway 40 agreement. That was what they said, here's our design. So they were standing by it at that point, which was just last year.
So where's?
Now, Mr. Higley, I'm a little confused when I look at this map. For instance, Lot 3, it says 6 acres below it.
Oh, just forget about the 6 acres.
Lot 2,
We started going with bigger lots after we did a 1 acre thing, and then we did 6 acre lots. But those, he just took this from one of our plats and did what everything else looks like to me. Just go with here. Just go with, these are be 1 acre, one cul-de-sac with 1 acre lots here. And there, this triangle right here is a home already, an existing home. So there's 11 of those. The 6 acre lot here, which runs part of Duke Lane here. And then this is the commercial area, the industrial commercial area with 9 acres here. And
So Ken, I think part of the confusion, it looks like there's two things. I'm just looking at the map for the first time too, but it looks like we've got hand-drawn over a map. So either look at the printed text and the printed lines, or the hand-drawn lines and the hand-drawn text, but not a combination of both.
yes, just go with the hand notes only. Don't go with any of the printed notes.
And the access is from Little Sweden and Duke Lane, it doesn't run the highway, right?
no, it doesn't.
This is this is for the 6 acres, this big triangle here.
Yeah, I was just trying to help clarify. I think there was a text on here, some subdivision lines shown, but that's not what we're making sure everyone's looking at the same page.
These homes would be on this side of the road.
Okay, so that's
Across the street from this.
To this side, water system there.
1 acre, yes, 1 acre residential,
So this one residential.
and this one residential.
One little
These
street
two
there
are
is,
industrial.
A
And
system
this
there.
access is all,
Yeah, right here.
so little switch.
Yeah.
And it's a small.
Yeah.
This stuff would all be accessing commercial industrial, where's it?
Where is your access for these two?
Your commercial industrial, where they can access.
There's 40 right here. That can just come right here, just those
So out on
sweet
Little
right there,
Sweden,
right?
and then have to access there on Sweden and 40.
Yeah, just right here.
So you don't actually have.
Did you gather all this up?
What's that?
You don't actually have highway access.
I
kind of have a pretty good idea.
Where's 40?
Industrial,
So this would be Little Sweden Road right here.
yeah, they're going there, industrial.
And then this would be
Duke Lane?
Duke Lane.
So that
Highway
gives
40
me
would
hard
be out
for
in here
commercial
somewhere. There's
industrial
still
and Little
another
Sweden, 'cause it's
pretty good parcel
not much of a road.
between this and Highway 40.
And run it out from these.
Yes, that may be part of it.
One right here.
Yeah, and actually, this corner piece is commercial for, this is Suburban Propane, owns his piece on this side.
Just that teeny little section. 'Cause
Yeah,
gonna
this,
have some-
this square right here is all part of that Suburban Propane on the other side of the highway.
And that's already commercial.
Yes.
Drops out of that one.
We're not going very deep. Just right there at that,
Yeah,
right at the corner.
Where's Suburban? Suburban Propane,
it's the ovals.
so Suburban Propane,
This is.
We go down further.
Here, yeah. So he's talking about.
this square right here, this little triangle, is Suburban Propane,
Yeah.
on this side and over on this side.
Really?
Yes, they do.
I did not realize that.
No, port's over here. That's the port right there.
I'm looking at it
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
way.
those
This
are
is
homes.
east.
I know, but are they in
Yeah.
Daniels or independent?
It looks like they're.
This is Daniels.
Jack Daniel,
Yeah.
yep.
So, and I know there's a lot of this other land, kind of rocks that have to get in there. They have pretty big chunks. Well, where it's at, I'm not sure. So what?
How big is that? How big is that? Yeah, where's it even at? It goes, they took everything on that quadrant that everybody else didn't have, so it goes all the way to the top of the
I
hill,
want this,
all
don't
the way
want
up
to
to
discuss
Center
this a
Creek.
lot, because I don't like it wouldn't process it.
Yeah, all the way, or up to the church property.
Oh, really?
Clear to Strawberry. Yeah, and then clear to the summit.
Okay, so
And
this
across this
is
way
right
to the
right
summit,
here.
the summit lodge.
That piece right there.
Oh, those ones up there.
Right there, that's
Yeah.
40.
And the lodge.
About right.
Yeah.
No, we'll just, well, they're.
Yeah, they came and
that's
asked
where
us,
we
where's
are
your
right
town?
now.
We're taking everything else.
Just, we're crossing this commercial right there.
Tiny.
Right across from that commercial starting right.
All those little homes
We
on
start
the
to
other
see
side
that
of the
everywhere
highway.
county.
If you
So
look
this
at the map,
line
there's
right
just a
here-
few homes on the other side of the highway, this side of Highway 40.
Yeah.
They threw, that was a major problem for independence, because they had taken those in the map before the town annexed it. They had to go back and redraw the whole map and file a whole new petition. Well, yeah, take those out, and it causes a lot of heartburn and frustration.
This piece here will be right here. And this is a 6 acre right here. This is all right here. Who's gonna use it? Just a residential.
There's two homes here, right?
It's just one.
Households, this many households.
He's that spot right there.
So then you've got all this
But
traffic.
see, this would work perfectly for 1 acre lot. One little sweet here. But the real lot parcels.
Show me on the order of 1 acre.
Successful.
Red or green?
1 acre zone? All this purple is 1 acre zone. And this is where the acre zone is. All the rocks here, you're all piling up right here.
Yeah,
It's gonna be far more aggressive.
Just simple
Less friendly to the residential.
looks up about halfway through the intersection, sees it's red, and then slaps on the brakes.
I've seen those over there.
Well, the whole.
Is that my like green? See that independent? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it over here.
There's a house, there's a house here. There's a house here.
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean,
And the
Yes.
tank is probably illegal.
So,
This is a gravel pit.
and there's a
I
house.
can't, I see the point, but we look at the highway, you can't, as far as the size of, it's part of the approval process.
Just
Those
grid.
little tiny roads, there's little tiny roads.
So you've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 homes. Big zone is 1 acre stuff.
You're in trouble. That's right. Don't need any sketch food.
When we annexed that into the town, they come in at already one zoning, that was a condition of application. So that was been since 2006. Well, it was actually after that, wasn't it?
That was back when Aspen was in the
Yeah, so RA1, that's,
They didn't want to join Aspen and they,
so that, is that Storm Haven we're talking about?
No.
Tanning Lane?
Across the road.
yeah, across the road.
Oh,
You'll
got
check that.
got it.
You've got
Those
4
ones.
residences in these lots now, and if they came in as R1, maybe they're thinking about subdividing. This guy couldn't do it, but he said it's. Wow, I didn't know that was there. That's interesting.
Where's the
Right here.
All already.
So this is suburban propane and this is all commercial over on this side. So your commercial industrial will be right there.
We're right here, that's right there, right there.
Yeah.
This way, so we're crossing this.
Yeah, this suburban propane across the road, so.
Then there's water job you have, that a canal.
No. No, that's Duke Lane.
Oh, there is a canal over there.
But I don't know if it's.
No. Yeah, that's the Duke Lane that goes all the way. Well, this is the one that we had problems with, the county has in their 20-year plan. We tried to get taken off the 20-year plan.
It's kind of a proposed road.
Yes, and Independence want to use that, but it comes over and goes right through the town of Daniel. It's no, I think you gotta ask Daniel before you run down. Yeah, why? Right. Okay, so now everybody's familiar with where it is. You,
I'm just looking, frontages for RA1 zone, pretty different.
yes, they are different.
Because I'm just haven't really looked at that zone.
No, because we don't have a lot of them.
And I'm just saying, some of these might be a little short.
They might be, yeah.
My question about a lot of this is, does this open up a precedence to allowing more 1 acre lots to be developed in parcels in the future?
Well, the 1 acre zoning is something that has to have sewer to it. And so by mentioning the 1 acre parcels, that's why the other ones haven't developed. They have to run the sewer up there.
Does it have to be sewer, or can they use these new septic
They have the
systems?
new ones. I don't know what they can do with them yet.
There are some that they can do that on the 1 acre lots. The sewer, I think, is usually cheaper if you're doing something like this. I kind of looked at it as a, yeah, are we setting a precedence? Maybe. But if we're using, you know, we're taking land out of Independence and putting it in Daniel, I think it could answer a lot of questions as we have people come in and, well, Daniel doesn't have RA1, Daniel doesn't have commercial, Daniel doesn't do this, Daniel doesn't do that. But yeah, we do it over here.
Well, that was the next question. Can we say that it doesn't cross Highway 40? Is
What will
that
the-
something we can do as a
What is
planning
the
commission?
answer to the sewer question? I mean, all this development
Creeks
without sewer.
Twin Creeks is in the process right now of running water line up Highway 40. They're on Mill Road right now.
Okay,
They'll
that's-
turn and go up.
Are they going to do sewer?
Yes, they're on sewer.
Right
Part
now,
of
they're
it,
just turning
it's
water
already,
line.
it's already to the trailer port
Yeah,
on that side of the road.
yeah, they'll run, I don't know. Well, Twin Creeks versus Heber. My understanding, they're not running the sewer right now. Talking with their engineer, he's got 4 or 5 other property owners that make up about 200, 250 acres that all had a grand plan, and they said that they had had a plan, all this was verbal, but they had had a plan that they would be able to run the sewer if that's what we wanted to do. They would also be able to help with a water tank for Storm Haven, and there was some, you know, discussion of could we improve the water system there and service the water, provide the water. I see a lot of upsides. I see a lot of questions and uncertainties. I think it's certainly worth a discussion.
So, Ryan, let me see if I understand what you just said. That water line could eventually make its way over and help solve the problems in Storm Haven?
Well, I think there's a couple things to do. Twin Creeks is running that over, Twin Creeks has the Billy Beather system there. They're running a 12-inch line up to that so that it's no longer contingent on just that one little spring and one little tank. It'll now be serviced off of the main system. which
So
will
that
solve
means
a lot of
that
problems.
Billy Beather system could now acquire new customers, a lot of new customers if they.
Right.
Okay.
We also have the Storm Haven system up the road that needs a lot of repairs.
Uh-huh.
That if it got the repairs, could also potentially service some of this area. I wouldn't service it now, but.
Boy, it sure makes a lot of sense if we tie everything together and have more capacity.
But I see 2 things. One, you know, I mean, and like I said, I live up there. I would love to see the fields open
Right.
forever.
Right.
I think the choice we have is Independence can develop it, or we can be a part of it. And I think Daniel would be a lot more friendly to the residents that are up there.
Well, and I think just in general terms, that improving all 3 of those water systems by combining them together, I think would absolutely be beneficial to the whole region, not just to the individual property owners.
Well, and like it or not, and good and bad, development is a really good way to pay for some of those very expensive improvements. I'm not saying it's our favorite, I'm not saying it's the only option, but it is a good option. Is yes, we can provide water, but we need this much money for a water tank.
Well, it's kind of like trying to hold off the sunrise.
We've been under discussions with one of them has a place that would be a tank, and so part of this would be, and he's not here tonight, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but one of the discussions is that they would donate a spot for the tank and contribute money to building a new tank up in that area, which would benefit, like you said, all the water systems tie together, and that would help everybody.
Wow, it seems to me like it's very positive.
So to me, there's enough positives. I think it's worth at least having a conversation.
And so I think that's why Dennis is here tonight. He wants to fill out the planning commission and know what you guys' opinion on this.
I feel like that you ought to approach the homeowner of this little triangle and invite him along with your proposed annexation into Daniels and let him know your plans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Tracy Saby that lives there.
What's his name?
Tracy?
Tracy?
Saby.
Wasn't that a Duke that built that house?
It could have been.
Probably.
And he owns Tracy's Repair Shop on Main Street across, from like Wasatch Auto and Napa Auto Parts Store.
So he's not involved
Oh,
in
and-
the Duke?
Is that
In Heber.
Oh, Heber.
It's,
TR, or T,
House right
TS, or TR, repair shop, is it, or?
Oh, yeah.
T-
Ryan, I'm a little
House right
confused.
This is
Oh, you're
the
right, you're right,
field,
you're right.
Then it goes down.
They're down here.
Yeah, there's some down this way.
Yeah.
So if you could catch him probably one of them repair shops during business hours, pretty easy.
Okay.
He actually has another one on Industrial Parkway.
Houses are here.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah, I'd be more,
And then there's one here and there's this.
I'd love to approach him and see if he'd be willing to come
Wilson's right there at the top.
and be part of this.
There's
Yeah.
Tracy.
Because there's no sense of leaving a little chunk
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
what's
Yeah,
doing me.
out of the city.
Just thinking, what the hell they did that?
I can get with Rocky too to see what that be good, than their land and what, because they talked about
I was looking
the-
up at Houston.
doing something with that water tank,
Yeah.
or, at one time, so.
Okay, anybody else?
Ryan, you said that the town's kind of famous for trying to get rid of 1 acre lots in commercial, where we've had that type of reputation.
I think all I said is people have come and said that. I'm not saying it, I don't think it's true. I think we've worked very hard with a lot of folks, but I know that it is something that's been said a lot. And one thought I had was
I
this
actually
is
don't
an
mind it.
opportunity.
Yeah, I don't
to-
have that. I don't mind that.
This is an opportunity to say we do it over here.
It's,
If we don't mind the reputation, then that's okay too.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it, I'm just saying I don't like the reputation.
if Mr. Higley was coming in tonight and he had 5 acre lots on this entire piece, I think we just find the town responding to that pretty favorable.
Would they consider the 9 acres, you know, as those items that we discussed for that, where we got commercial cross street, if we went with the 5 acre lots on the balance? Would they
Refresh my
consider
memory. How big is this whole piece?
20, about almost 27 acres.
Okay, so this is a 9 acre commercial industrial, that's a 6 inch, and then you've got kind of 10-ish down here in the 1 acres.
Yeah, that's
Is that
what
what we're looking at?
he's got written, because the other, this cul-de-sac here that he's got written, or showing would have to be wide enough to make sure these 1 acre worked. But if you know, Daniels doesn't like 1 acre, we could look at doing 5 or 6 acre pieces on that. But I greatly appreciate they would consider, you know, this acreage here for, I think the ideas that we have, I think would really help Daniels with commercial and taxation and reduce that. We've done small, you know, commercial.
Well, along with all that comes the traffic.
What's that?
The traffic.
Along with that comes the traffic.
Yeah,
And then we've got an existing residence up there. I think that guy's lived in the country for many years, because he's not surrounded by anything. I can't speak for him, but I would think, because he's used to that wide open space,
yeah.
that he would be against 1 acre lots.
Yeah.
That's why it's a pretty good idea to get him involved.
Yeah, okay, this guy here.
Of course, he's sitting on.
Okay, no, I'd be more than happy
Yeah.
to talk to him about being annexed, as well as if you would go along with the 1 acre parcels.
And then that lot that's out to the west of you, that abuts Highway 40, how is that zoned right now in Independence? Do you know? The lot that would be west of yours, and then there'd be Highway 40?
Uh-huh.
How's that zoned right now in Independence?
You know, I really don't know the answer to that question, but I can find out.
I believe that's Mill Street
The,
investment.
Yeah.
Property.
Millstream, it's commercial and industrial.
you're
right?
talking about this piece right here, this triangle right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's zoned, I think Independence has that zone.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of complaints on the dust come off of that one and everything.
The problem, I've seen so many concepts, I don't know which's been accepted and what they've zoned and what are just concepts.
The whole
Yeah.
thing to do.
It's hard to know what zoning is.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the big things
Uh-huh.
is if you can get sewer there too, and if you can't get sewer there, then the 5 acre lots would be a better idea.
Well,
Yeah, that might save you on the
Mill
sewer.
Street Investment owns, I think,
There's two plans, if this is it, if this is all that comes in and we just look at just this 20-something acres, I think there's one plan. If these other guys that are talking, I'll come in and we have 200 acres all doing something together, I think we have a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think we should.
Dennis, another thing might be something that you could consider, it's just an idea. But I think it would be a lot easier to have your commercial properties or your industrial properties. If you had entrance from 40, it would be a lot better than on Little Sweden. You might want to work with that fellow, I think his name is, he's with Millstream.
Mill Street Investment and.
But there's a good possibility that you could get those parcels
Closer to Highway 40.
if you get entrance from 40 and work with him on it.
Yeah, okay.
You don't think so?
It's a little too close to Little Sweden Road there. You gotta go a ways before you can have another entrance.
I think Mill Stream owns clear to Country
Well,
Meadows.
they might, but then you'd have to come clear from here back up into this.
Well, I'm just-
I don't know.
So as we went through this UDOT access, they was looking, Independence does have a couple of entrances down here, but they wasn't at the negotiating table. We pulled all those entrances back to the existing entrances, and that's where we want the traffic to go.
It's
Based-
Little Sweden.
Right, because of, that's where the four-way light will intersect. So that's a future signalized intersection that we're a part of that agreement with UDOT on.
So.
At Little Sweden?
Yes,
So it would be better to come in
yes.
on Little
As
Sweden.
far as our UDOT agreement, what we've done there over the last couple of years, that has been targeted as a future signalized intersection.
So would Mill Street come in on
I don't know. Application driven, so.
I may be asking
that?
him.
I'm just curious. It
Yeah.
just seems like to me that it would be a lot better for both those parcels to use
Might be.
40 than Little Sweden. But as far as that went along, we're anticipating lights there and what have you, but a different subject then.
Yeah, and we can speculate what the neighbors would think based on our own thoughts, but we really don't know, and that's why there's public hearings and other things when this comes up, so that,
Yes, but what Dennis is trying to do tonight is gather as much information as possible, so a lot of these ideas, they're just ideas. They're not anything written in stone.
So what do you want from the planning commission tonight?
I just think he's looking to see if you're amenable to this, to something like this.
We're open to discussion.
Yeah, if you're open to this industrial, commercial, I mean, if they're looking at putting 5 acres in there, if that makes Daniel happy with 5 acre lots, sounds like they're willing to negotiate that. I think that your money is in these two, right? The industrial and the commercial, and that's what you really want to know.
Yeah, that's our greatest
I-
desire.
Okay, as far as-
I think, okay, go Tom.
So, no, please, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
I think the 1 acre lots would give me grief.
1 acre lot.
1 acre lots would be a problem for me,
Oh, okay, is it? Okay.
just because of the whole sewer thing and traffic onto the road.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
So that part, I'd want to discuss that.
yeah, okay.
I'd want to see if there was some way to mitigate that.
What are those homes across the street that's in Daniels? Those, about 4 homes? What acreages are those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, that was what my
Yeah,
my
they're
question
Right
was.
here.
they were grandfathered in before the town became a
I
town.
know, I'm just curious
They're
what
probably
the
on
size is.
one or two, he said.
Was that?
Not very big.
Oh, I think. So I had to.
My question was
Yeah.
the homes across Little Sweden from that, aren't there 2 or 3 homes?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah, 3, 4 homes, right?
so
here.
this,
This is what I'm asking.
And then they back up on the,
This is in
West
Daniels.
And
Right here,
Okay.
right across the street.
Let me get with you on that over there.
This is commercial right here, and then there's
Okay,
these right
So
here.
this is the way station,
right.
and this is,
But up here on this corner, aren't there some homes on this side?
That's
Or-
we own that part. This is all part of that.
there's nobody.
Industrial.
There's one more.
This is, more,
Right.
This home.
But I thought there was a, right on the corner here.
it's Sam McIntyre's
These
tree
are
farm.
big, beautiful trees all through there.
access.
Yes, court, trees.
Is given.
Up there, very pretty.
Yeah, it's a nice section.
Well, I think that's.
I would be.
I thought sure there's a couple of homes right
Oh,
there.
Tracy's the first one
Those
on.
two.
You can see, this is trees.
Gary's up here.
Yeah, that's Gary. But this is Sam's tree farm.
If we could move it down.
This stuff.
Yeah.
And this is
yeah.
Wally's house.
Right.
Yeah, these are all right down here.
I don't think these are
No, I don't think they're, they're little.
And this would be
Road development.
law.
I think if there's 1 acre lots here, I think there's I think it's forcing that. That's fine, that's commercial, right?
Yeah.
I think with these properties, 1 acre is about 6 extension states.
Put in 10 lots, that's 20 cars. And I'm under teenagers growing.
I just did.
Okay.
It's just,
I'm worried that it's gonna set a precedent.
that's a big deal. They were putting in 5 years.
Okay, do you have enough information? Would you like some more opinions?
If anyone wants to hear any more ideas or whatever, we welcome to them. If not,
Well,
get out of your hair.
okay, I'll put it on the record. I am in opposite opinion of what Jay has just said. I think with those existing lots on Little Sweden right there being 1 acre, I don't think that it would make sense to have the 5 acres across. If there's 1 acre lots or smaller going up Little Sweden, I think 1 acre lots on this side of Little Sweden would tend to make sense with your existing cul-de-sac and your existing 11 lots. To me, that
So
would
you
make
get
sense.
differing opinions.
Different opinion, correct.
Would you like to know more opinions?
That's what's right. Yes. That's what's right with America.
Right.
That's
Why
okay.
why don't we go right down the road here?
Okay, my thoughts, when you have the industrial and commercial,
Yeah.
you should strike no industrial there. Industrial is too heavy duty for any, to be that close to a residential zone. There needs to be more buffer than a home between any kind of industrial. It could be commercial in my opinion, but not industrial. Because the industrial code here, you could have a gravel pit or an asphalt plant and things like that in industrial.
The things you mentioned would fit in commercial.
Yeah, everything that you showed us on that picture would definitely be in commercial.
What's that?
Yeah.
Your pictures that you showed us would all fit in our commercial zone.
Okay, yeah, okay, commercial, yeah. We would be fine with that, I think. I personally would rather do commercial than industrial. And so, and you got commercial right across the street, right?
That's suburban.
Suburban propane, that's
Yep.
commercial.
Yep.
So,
Then, when you're ready, the 1 acre lots, I would be open to more discussion on them. If there was a way that we could say that the 1 acre lots stayed in a certain area of Daniels, so that we could keep preserving a lot of Daniels the way it is. I mean, if Independence was ready to develop this in 1 acre lots and we didn't step in and have a way to help it, maybe is the right words to say. independents could maybe even take it steps further in smaller lots. But maybe we need to consider a way to allow 1 acre lots in an area of Daniels.
Let me get back.
Like the 5 acre lot idea still.
We get back in again a little bit about the 1 acre lots. Ryan, my understanding is that if we have the 1 acre lots there, that would be served off of the sewer coming up that side.
That was the discussion.
If those are not 1 acre lots, the sewer wouldn't go there and hence would not go up into the Storm Haven area to help with that sewer slash septic situation up there. My thought is that the sewer coming up the road and eventually making it into Storm Haven. Storm Haven is already in existence, and we're going to have nothing but a bigger problem with the sewer and the septic. And right now, the plan that we have all talked about for the septic up there is to just kind of Band-Aid up the old septic, the multi-unit, multi-property into one septic system, or the 2 septic tank system. I think that that would far better be served by abandoning that old septic system up there in Storm Haven and tying in with sewer, and then we would never have problems with that septic or sewer in Storm Haven again. And because of that reason, I would think that the 1 acre lots would make sense, because the 1 acre lots would require the sewer going through there and hopefully extending further on up and getting up to Storm Haven. Is my understanding incorrect on that?
No, the most viable plan for Storm Haven is eventually to tighten the Twin Creeks. The more the sewer, the closer the sewer gets, the cheaper and more cost effective that becomes.
I think that would be solve many problems at once by doing it that way. And I know that we all want to have large acreage and keep the smaller lots out, but 1 acre lots are not that small. If you go down to the city and 1/4 acre lots, you look at those down there, there's a lot of people living successfully on 1/4 acre lots down in the city. And I know that we're not in the city, and I know all the debates that we've had, but I think that this would be helpful in the long run in more than one aspect.
For the community.
For the community, yes.
Okay, down to Kim.
I'd like to see the 5 acre concept instead of 1 acre. And I'm fine with the commercial. I would really like to see it come in from 40, but I can see there's been a lot of planning and general planning that ties it to Little Sweden. So that's probably what will happen. This Storm Haven issue, you're many miles away from Storm Haven. Right now the water system is working, but they have their water go out on them quite frequently, and usually it's a pump or something as such. We have $270,000 that we're going to spend up there, but as far as sewer going up there, I don't know of anybody, especially yourself, that wants to put out $20 million to go and better Storm Haven. It's a long ways away, it's a lot of money. I think Storm Haven, the best you could do with that is probably some kind of a 4-year plan with sewer. But as development takes place to the south of you guys, that possibility comes up more and more. But for right now, I don't think it's even feasible. I think you're going to have to work with what you have up there over the next 4 years or even more, in my opinion. So how do you handle the sewer with 1 acre lots?
There are expensive systems that work, like they use in Interlock.
Well, does Daniels have sewer on the other side of Little Sweden?
No.
Yeah, I don't. And we'd have to come up with 40, up 40.
With 1 acre lots, you'd be putting
We'd
in.
have to get more involved. The cost would be prohibitive just for our project.
Your 1 acre lots would also mean sidewalk, wouldn't it?
I'm not that familiar with the 1 acre. We've had no application in the 1 acre. So we'll have to brush up on our 1 acre zoning. It is
All
what,
through the town of Daniel, you have no sidewalks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that's expensive to a developer, maybe he doesn't want them.
Well, with 5 acre lots, that wouldn't be required.
Yeah, and I don't know that it is in the 1 acre, we'll have to, we adopted the county 1 acre zoning, we haven't touched it. We took it in its entirety when we adopted this when we annexed in, because we didn't have that zone.
How many 1 acre lots have we approved since we became a town in 206?
I don't think we've done any. We've done some
you've done
subdivisions that were pre-done that were 1 acre lots. But it wasn't an RA1 zone.
When you've got the one that's zoned for RA.
So basically, Dennis, you know, that's where Daniel is at with their general plan, and they try to get the 5 acre lots. But anything that's grandfathered in, or the county, they have a permitted buildable lot, what is that called, Eric?
Lot of record.
Lot of record, thank you. Then, of course, we have to work with that and try to make it happen. But the type of development you're trying to do here with 1 acre lots, I think is going to require a lot more expense.
Okay? Okay, you want to add anything?
Sure, I don't see it being advisable to sacrifice the 5 acre plan for 1 acres for a pie in the sky that maybe the sewer might come and could possibly help Storm Haven. That, to me, that doesn't weigh out. So I would really be positive towards seeing these as larger lots than 1 acre.
Okay.
Kind of looking at the same thing, not knowing what frontages are. Some of them may be a little tight, you might need to look at that, but I would, go back and draw this, looking at our zoning regulations and say, would this work, would this not work? And I also wonder if it might be more economically feasible to go with the larger lots and not have to put the sewer in, but that's, up to you. I'm not against the 1 acre lots, I kind of hate to see it come, but I'm willing to talk about it.
Well, no, what is Daniel's requirement for like a 5 acre piece? What's the frontage requirement? Does he want to know that right off?
200 feet of frontage
Oh, wow,
per lot.
200.
Yeah, 200 feet of frontage per lot.
Really short than that at all. Independence is 150, I think.
I don't know. I mean, that's something we could look at.
I think that's what our law is 200.
I
200 seems
I think
long.
it's 300.
I don't see that you have an issue with 200 if you did 5 acre lots. And I'm not
Because it
sure what
could
it
be-
is for 1 acre lots.
And Duke Lane would count as frontage on a street, would it not?
I don't know if Duke Lane is built to the standard of town. I don't know that.
That would bring up another issue of, would we assume some of the responsibility of Duke Lane as a maintenance at some point if we took on some of this property?
Well, I don't know. We'd have to see what the plan of independence is. In the county, when you annex to the middle of the road. I don't know about what their plan is, so.
Yeah, that might be another,
I
a
do.
lot more road that we'd become responsible for also.
Yeah, could
liability.
do. Okay. You done here?
Yeah, I'm done.
Done. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I think it's a wonderful plan myself. I like it. I think if the sewer gets run to there, it's halfway to Storm Haven. That's half the town won't have to. I think that's a wonderful idea.
And it's to Country Meadows Estates already.
Yeah, it's the Country Meadow State, so if you look at that from Storm Haven to there, that's halfway. If they bring it to this project, it's that much closer. So I think it's a wonderful, I don't have any grief with the commercial. It falls into our land use plan along the highway corridors. And I think that everything in there, 1 acre lots are probably, this may fulfill a component of our town for affordable housing to looking at 1 acre lots, because the percentage now has to be in affordable housing regulated from the legislature. So this may come into that factor as being a
I don't see
piece of that, so I like it.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
I have a question though.
Oh.
Is it, as Kim said, is it not in the general plan?
What's
I,
that?
the 1 acre lot over there, I thought they came in and that's where you had said at first, that is designated over there where 1 acre lots can be.
Well, that's where the zone is currently, so absolutely, that's where it was designed to be at. But we'll be reviewing the general plan tonight and the land use plan, so if there's something we need to add or something we need to take out, that's what we'll be reviewing tonight, so.
Okay.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
very much.
Dennis.
Sure appreciate it.
Okay, you got Ryan's number, right?
No, I'll get it right now.
Get your card. Step out so you guys can figure it out.
Okay. So that's way early in the game to come in and talk to you. I think that's an awesome plan, though. I like it when they come in early. It gives you a chance to tell them how you feel, and maybe we can move down that line. Okay, item number 3, general plan review and recommendation. So we're required by the legislature every 5 years to look at our general plan and so just so you keep it updated. The legislature is required that we look at it every 5 years. That year comes up next year. So we sent that out. Did anybody have any changes? Did everybody get a copy? Everybody happy? What do you want to do? Who will make a motion to send this to the council with no changes and adopt the same one we have, or is there something that needs to change?
I think you send it to the council without any changes.
You have a motion, is there a second?
It is exactly the same plan we've been looking at for 5 years.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Yeah,
Okay,
affordable housing. Where does it say anything about affordable housing? If we're required to do that by the state law, state legislature, shouldn't we have a general plan that talks about affordable housing?
well, it's not gonna fall into your general plan from the legislature, it's gonna fall underneath housing requirements. So it's kind of a different area. Your general plan is more generalized than that.
So number 8, social and economic well-being.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, call for the vote. All in favor? 3? Any opposed? 1? You abstaining down there?
Not yet.
Not yet abstaining, or you have more discussion?
We have 3 in favor.
Yeah.
That's why you're saying no, that they don't approve this plan. Is that a fair question to ask?
So you do have more discussion?
Well, would like to know what Tom's opinion on.
Well, I think
Kim
Kim just brought up something very important. I think we ought to know where we're going with a lot of things. That maybe we could specify a little bit in the general plan. I think that to leave it ambiguous is not the best idea. I think that if there is something along the lines, and that's just one issue of several that I might have, I think that what Kim said is a very pertinent point, that we ought to know what we're doing. And I think it ought to be spelled out.
I think that's why it's called the general plan, it's just kind of a guideline.
Well, I'm just one vote.
And the zoning and other ordinances,
Code
the
covers
code or what cover the
specific.
details. So this is saying, this is in general what we're trying to do with the town.
Okay, any more discussion? Have you made up your mind on a vote? For or against? Or abstain?
I'll vote to recommend it.
Okay, so we have 4 for, 1 against. Is that the vote? Show hands. 4? Against? Okay, there's our vote. Motion passes. We're sending that to the council with a recommendation to adopt that. Okay, next item on the agenda is our land use plan. Everybody have a chance to review that? That's a yes, right?
Sure. This one also unchanged?
This is also unchanged, you can see the date. What we did when we did this is we didn't change the date on the last update, because we did the same thing, we just sent it through, if you remember. Last time we did the same thing, we went through there and said, okay, it's all good, we like it. And so we didn't change anything in there. And before you adopt it, you should probably have the other page.
I was gonna say, we're missing.
I remember redoing this, that's not, I don't remember this one.
What's that?
I remember updating these and changing them, and I just, looking at the date and thinking, I haven't been on.
Yeah, and the
vacation
one,
for that long.
and in 2009, we did change, one of the changes that was put in there was, Mary Duggan had a problem with, and it was in the general plan, it was morals.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You remember that discussion? Okay. She didn't think the town should be telling people what their morals are.
Legislating their morals.
Yes,
Was that in our general plan?
it was. So we
There was a
changed
copy
that.
from county stuff.
Yeah.
It's better the way it is now.
So that discussion did come up, we did change it last time, that with that one thing, so, okay. So who will make the motion to send this to the council for adoption?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, is there any discussion on the motion? I hope this is not the first time you guys have seen this.
It was for me 3 weeks ago. I put an email out.
I did, I got your email. Thank you for the one and only response.
Did you
Well,
just email again?
it was supposed to send to everyone, so.
I didn't get it.
Okay,
I didn't.
sorry. Sorry.
So this is 2 months we've been working on this, so
You may not have wanted our responses anyway. So.
that's all right, yeah. Sometimes it's good just to know you're still alive.
Sometimes we
Check the
get the
obituaries.
email.
As well as the legal notices.
I'm not checking them, I'm afraid I'll be there. Okay, so I have a motion and a second, any more discussion? Okay, you got the motion second? Okay. Seeing no more discussion, call for the vote, all in favor? Any opposed? Abstain? Okay. 4, the motion passes. We'll be sending that to the council for the recommendation to adopt. Okay. Lot line adjustment, review and recommendation. You guys will probably have to come up here for this one. The web property,
I looked online, but I said,
because the kids are telling of it.
I
So,
had so many people call me about that one.
did you?
Yeah, people that wanted to buy it, wondered what we were going to do. with it.
We've had a ton of interest in that property,
Yeah.
just a ton of interest. So, let me find it. So this plain web, what we have, the lot line adjustment comes in on the Kohler and
Elaine's
the
got
web.
3 different pieces.
Yes.
So
Well,
which
4.
one's Cole? Oh, there's Blaine across the street too.
no,
Yeah.
that's the truck.
That's the truck stop.
Okay, but that's Blaine Webb's property, but he's across the street.
Okay, so everybody's familiar with where we're at?
It's this one, and this one? Okay. Oh, and this one.
Is this Blaine Webb's property?
Yeah, this one, this one.
Well, that's the home.
That's the home.
And this and this.
Yeah.
So he owns both of these?
And then
A little
there's
slip
this.
right there that runs down to,
And then there's this.
Yep.
That's Blaine's.
So the only frontage he has is this
Well,
little
on
strip
this
plus
piece.
the house?
Well, there's this strip.
Well, this is where the lot line adjustment is, but I could, yeah, what's that?
See, so this piece is this strip, the house is that strip.
This house and Kohler's house.
I'm not sure you can have whatever together.
So what are
Okay.
they adjusting there?
Okay, so here's what we got. And this is just a little bit homework, I didn't make copies. This did probably get sent to you if you guys saw that in your emails. Okay, so we had this lot and this lot, this is the adjusted boundary. So place of beginning, they started right in the middle. If you look at this lot with this number, this was between them to start with, and actually, that
That'd
looked
be
like
that
that.
direction, yeah.
So this lot.
That's the one we're seeing right here.
Right, okay. With the new lot line adjustment that they just sent in, let me find that here, speaks to, this is the wording, which I had a couple issues with, but the 2 lots that they're, the corrected